Welcome to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation as we wrap up Week 5 in the Arena Lacrosse League with a Sunday doubleheader. Game 1 has the Peterborough Timbermen and the Oshweken Bears. Hello, lacrosse fans. Lance Wynn working alongside Joe Hiltz. Let's quickly take a look at starting goalies for today's game. For the Timbermen, it'll be Marco Selleck getting his first start. Goals against average of 17, his save percentage .745. And for the Bears, it'll be Marquez Stonefish. His goals against 6.74, his save percentage .875. Head coaches for Peterborough, a familiar face behind the bench in Joe Sullivan. He's joined by assistants Ray Dance and Derek Croak. For the Bears, also in his 6th season, it's Ron Mouser Henry. His assistants are Clancy Almas and Chuck Brown. Officials for today's game, Joel Furman is the crew chief. His partners are Mac Abbott and Simon D'Souza. And with that said, of course, bring in my broadcast partner, Joe Hiltz. Joe, appreciate you making the trek here. Both these two teams come in, haven't won a game. Peterborough 0-4, 0-3 on the other side. How do you get your team prepared for a matchup like this?
You just come in as a coach and you just want them to, just prepare like usual. Every game is different, and you know what? There's an opportunity every time we step on the floor to get a win, and just come in, put your heart on the floor, and take it one shift at a time, and don't think you're going to win the game in the first period.
So Peterborough, of course, sitting in the 8th spot, and the Oshweken Bears in the 7th spot. Lucas Beaver now will start it off. He'll send it off to Whiteford. Whiteford trying to make a move, can't right there. Bounce back out, almost scooped up by Beaver. Instead, here come the Timbermen the other way. Off to the races is Ben Doherty, and a good save there made by starter Stonefish. Loose in the corner, some good defense. And right off the bat, possession the other way. Pace quicker in the early goings, Joe.
Yeah, you know what? Last week we were here. It was up and down the floor all game long, and you're probably going to continue to see that today.
In, out, and no goal. So a golden opportunity there to try to open up the scoring. Instead, it's a crease call. And Peterborough now will work it on offense, maybe, possibly, and not the case as they turn it over. Lucas Beaver, wasted no time, gets a screen, goes to the shot, good save by Selleck. Rebound, picked up, Danton Miller. He'll flip, Beaver will work behind the net, set it back out to the top, and Bombury. They'll work that left side, quick swing, Van der Zalm, looking for an angle, can't. Good defense there by the Timbermen. Ball loose, quick shot, wide of the mark. Playing the Carroll, plenty of time on the shot clock, wrong stick side. Lucas Beaver, one-on-one, tried to backhand shovel. Nothing doing there, and possession will go to the Timbermen. Of course, last week it was Peterborough falling to Six Nations, 16-10, the final in that game. And how about through a screen right there? So Bryce Dennis picks up his first of the game, and more importantly, 1-0 lead for the Timbermen.
It was just a simple play. You know what? They definitely took advantage of the screen on the shot. As we're going to see here in the replay, it was just a nice pass down the left side and pass back across the top, over top of the screen, and I don't think Stonefish was ready.
I find that guys now are maybe doing a better job of utilizing defenders as a screen, almost a 2-on-1. Now, have you found that to be a little bit more prevalent in the game now than, and I say that shot selection?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to shoot around people. You want to shoot, you want to obviously get moving back and forth. So goalie's moving, and now it's a situation where the ball went from one side to the next, and the goalie never got set in time to stop and beat him 5-hole.
In tight again, good save by Stonefish as rolling in was Ryan Pavic. And a fresh clock here for the Timbermen, and they'll turn that right back over on an interference call. Now, Joe, maybe you would agree, but you have your set positions out there, of course, with the shooter, crease, and top. But do you find now, the way the game's played, you don't see those positions defined as much, or do you see more in the transition, or what do you see? Because you've coached at all different levels.
Well, you're trying to make sure that everybody can do everything. Like in this game, you might have to play D, you might have to transition. You could be the best offensive guy on your team when you get here, but you're not that here. So you got to learn to play different places on the floor and be prepared, whatever game comes.
Timbermen working left side. That shot steered aside by Stonefish. Offensive rebound picked up Timbermen. Fresh clock to work with now. They'll continue to work that left side. Good defense there by Vanderzalm. He forces the turnover. Here come the Bears. Don't have numbers. Good transition D by the Orange. And now Whiteford will set things up, work it on that left side. They'll wait on the screen and roll, and that's a beauty goal as it looked like it slipped right in on the right side of Selleck.
So what you're going to see here is an offensive penalty as well. You're going to have the goal, but you're going to have the offensive guy diving into the goalie after he shoots the ball. Yeah. As you just saw, he went directly into the goalie and the Timberman goalie. And
so DeWitt Martin picks up his second goal of the season, but you don't often see that call. That's one of the few times that I've actually seen it where they called the infraction after, which makes sense.
Well, that's where the diving rule is kind of, it's good and bad, right? If you're diving through and you dunk it around, you're good, but you can't go directly at the goal. You're going to get a penalty. It's just, you got to protect the goalie somehow, right?
I think so. A lot of these innovations to the game, they don't always favor the goaltenders.
Absolutely
now,
not.
We know, we could talk about the goaltenders and the equipment size and that sort of thing, but agree, that crease dive, tougher officials to officiate and tougher goalies to stop if you get guys that do.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, if we had crease diving back in our day, Joe Hiltz.
No way.
Remember when we could dive? Timbermen to work here on offense. Tied 1-1, just under 11 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Week 5 in the Arena Lacrosse League continuing here, wrapping things up. We'll give you a recap of yesterday's action as a good job hustling and almost having it squeak through was Aaron Bradshaw, but a good job on the goal line. Good D by the Bears. Johnson back the other way. He'll flip. Whiteford look for an opening. James Whiteford comes in. 3 goals, 8 assists. So one of the team leaders swinging around, 10 on the shot clock. And that shot wide of the mark from Bomberry. Rebound picked up in transition. Here come the Timbermen and had a notion, did Owendale. But he'll think better of it. They'll let the offense go back to work here. So 45 seconds left in the man short. Peterborough coming in with a power play efficiency rate at 35%. Swing around and a beauty quick stick finish. So Aaron Bradshaw making good. Peterborough capitalizing on their first power play attempt, and it's a 2-1 lead.
That was just a nice power play. You know what? Again, getting the ball moving from left to right. Ball goes over to Curtis on the left side here. He drags it across, and as a goalie, just fires the far side. Again, goalie has no time to get back, right? It's just one of those ones where you're looking at clamping down on that cross crease pass because that's a dangerous pass.
Well, that's the skip pass, and the skip pass that great execution there. And as a coach, anytime you can do that, you're probably going to be a lot more effective. Shot percentage is going to go up.
Absolutely.
On the curl, looking for it is Bryce Dennis. Shot clock winding down. Timbermen move it up. Dennis now has a shot. That one wide of the mark. Rebound. No reset. 5. Going to have to hurry, and that's flipped up and into the gondola. And Connor Curtis will retreat, and the Bears offense back to work here. 9:20 to go here. Opening quarter. Danton Miller sizing it up. We'll take it over to the right side, swing it back to the left. Whiteford had a notion. Good fake. Good D on him, though. 10 on the shot clock, looking for the cutter in Jonah Mohawk, and a good defensive hold by the Timbermen as they will get possession here, and they now will get a chance to go to work on offense. So a good defensive hold by the Timbermen. Both teams seem to be holding their own defensively.
Yeah, it's just those odd passes that are going back and forth right now that are getting to the goalie right now. So yeah, with 5-on-5 straight up and down, both teams are playing well.
That pass almost deflected by Beaver. 10 on the shot clock, gonna have to move in, and good save there by Stonefish. Rebound sitting out in the dotted half circle, still loose. And the Timbermen, good job in winning the battles to the loose balls. Well, Merry Christmas. That one gets given right back, and Bradshaw probably would like to have that back again. Either way, here come the Bears. And a good job there to force the turnover. Peterborough now will bring it up, set things up on offense. This time around, Ryan Pavic out there, his quarterback. They'll swing it around left side, looking for a cutter, getting a screen. Good defense and jumping that and closing that's Vanderzalm, and he's relentless. Got to hurry, 5 on the shot clock. Vanderzalm knocks that one down, ball loose. Peterborough will pick it up, get rid of it. Vanderzalm, one-man wrecking crew, and turnover on time. And defensively, you got to like where the Bears are.
Well, you got to like the way they're putting pressure on that ball, that's for sure. They're keeping the ball in the move, not that it stands still in one person's stick, trying to find them open guys.
Skip pass and getting it right back. Good stick fake, swinging it to the right. Good save by Selleck off the shoulder. Fresh clock if the Bears can pick it up, and they do. They'll work it back to the top. Jonah Mohawk. He'll swing it around. Whiteford kick it to the right side. That shot blocked. So Isaiah Mount Pleasant was stepping into one, and that's going to take us to our first officials timeout. And we will stay right here. And when you look at these two teams, Joe, you look at the standings and these two teams sitting at the bottom. How do you, as a coach, though, knowing that every game is a possibility, how do you motivate your guys to, to get that little extra zip to try to get back on track?
Well, every day is a different day. You're 0-4, you're 0-3. It is what it is, but you still got to come to play. You got to prepare. As a player, you got to prepare to be here, just not be here. You just can't show up and play. You got to prepare to be here. And there's some talented players in both these teams, and you know what? At any given day, they're going to beat some of the top teams, and they're going to put themselves right back in it.
Well, you found that, and with the personnel changes in the league, and that's part of the challenge with a developmental league like this, where you have a good core roster on paper, but that's not always the roster you get to deal with on a weekly basis. So how do you as a coach prepare yourself for those kind of things?
Well, you're just hoping when you get your practice time that you're working on everything with everybody. So therefore, when you're changing in and out, and that guys know, what you're doing all the time. It's not different from one guy to the next guy. So when you're in practice, just because you're a practice guy doesn't mean you shouldn't participate in practice. You need to be part of the 5-on-5. You need to watch the power play if you're an offensive guy. You need to watch short man just in case you get in that situation where you need to be out there.
So as we get set to go after our officials' timeout, 2-1 the score. And possession to the Bears here with just under 7 minutes to go opening quarter. Lance Wynn along with Joe Hiltz. Glad that you have tuned in, of course. 2 games today here at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Looking down low and peeling back out. And we'll get some clarification on some numbers as the Bears strike again. And their offense seems to be working pretty smoothly here today.
If you're watching this here, he goes through the home run check, right? And then he misses, and the guy has to double the ball. Leaves the guy open in front of the net. Nice, easy shot. Those guys that are watching this game, you can't go for that big stick check when you're down low, because if you do get beat, you got no protection, no help.
James Whiteford with his 4th of the season. First today. And we're tied 2-2. Got to get a couple number checks for the Bears, number 32 and number 19. Not clear. We'll have to get those to you. As one more time, Bears go to work, helmet off. And it's going to be a penalty called on the play. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a high sticking call, but they called holding,
Yeah,
Joe.
I think yeah. Well, it's just a matter of the guy's helmet fell off in the situation where he got grabbed right here. He hit the ground. His helmet falls off as he hits the ground, right?
Yes. So.
Or he pulled his helmet off.
So Owendale guilty party. First power play opportunity of the game for the Bears. As Bears coming off a 19-13 loss to Toronto last week. So I think anything positive is a good thing, as Whiteford will quarterback this set. Miller out there on that left side. And they'll work it around to the right side. On the interchange, Skip. And Miller's shot, good save by Selleck. Miller will pick it up, fresh clock here for the Bears. Whiteford gets a fake, gets some room wide of the mark. Gets some backup though, and some good backup. And Jonah Mohawk. And they'll go back to work, slipping that pass in. Miller, point blank, stopped by Selleck. He didn't see it, but creased the call there. And sometimes you get lucky and that ball just hits you, Joe. That was the case there.
Yeah, you know what? He's put himself in the right spot, and that's the big thing.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of luck. You need that to win some games. We're under 5.5 here. Quarter number 1. Going for a little run is Bryce Dennis. And an interference call will give possession back to the Bears with just over a minute to go in the man advantage. Lucas Beaver out on that left side now. And he'll retreat, playing defense. And Whiteford at the top. Had some good chances on this power play. There's that skip pass. Good save. Selleck on the bounce. Rebound inside out. Another good pad save. Ball loose in that dotted half circle. Picked up. Bears with a fresh clock. 35 seconds left in the man advantage. Skip again. No look. Whiteford. Shooter spot. Miller. Skip over. No connection there. Mohawk battling for it with Stephen Borden, the vet, as shot clock not moving. Oh, sorry, just one is. Under 10. Big shot. Whiteford wide of the mark. That's going to go over the timeline, and valiant effort, but to no avail by DeWitt Martin.
You know, the one thing I'm finding right now is a lot of defensive possession. Like, that's the key right now, is picking the ball up in your own end and getting it out of your end. Both teams seem to be struggling right now, getting the ball in their own end when it's on the ground.
Well, similar records, similar place in the standings, so you can see that these two teams kind of mirroring each other. Working at the top is Riley Curtis. On the run, that shot wide of the mark, getting his own care, getting another finish. So a good heads-up play there by Colton McNutt to pick up his third of the season.
That just has a lot to do with staying on the ball. You know, he took the shot, stayed on the run, found his rebound, and buried it far short side. Nice continuation on his own shot, had to follow his shot up.
Now, when you play, did you ever miss the net purposely, get the rebound, and put it in?
Once or twice.
Oh, okay. All right. Just wanted
Yeah, you know, you do that.
you.
Like, if you're in a situation, it happens. Like, you purposely throw it off the backboards and go get it.
Well, tell me, when you played, did you, like, because we know from playing in your minor that you played a lot of the crease because you had great hands and you know, good moves, good finisher. Is that where you ended up playing a majority of your career?
Yeah.
Position-wise?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, down on the bottom side, absolutely.
Okay.
Right around the goalie. We were good friends.
Yeah, we know you were a bit of a thorn in our side, as I recall. But we did always say if we had the Hiltz brothers, we would win every major championship. So, you know, who knew you didn't want to relocate? But as we, in the meantime, between time, Marquez Stonefish with the lead pass. Looking for Johnson if he can run it down. Going to try to curl back, wait for some help. Finds Bombury, wrong stick side. Good defense there and a good stick check from Owendale. And back come the Timbermen. 2-on-2 and a good finish by Riley Curtis. The team leader in points picks up his 12th goal of the season.
That's just a nice breakout. You know what? Move the ball up and Curtis just takes that shot I don't think the goalie was really ready for that shot outside. I think he was more looking for a pass over to Bradshaw, but you know what? Throws into the empty net.
Accuracy the key there. 4-2 lead in favor right now of the Timbermen. And a violation will give Peterborough the ball one more time. Offense back to work here, and they've got... Now, I got too many men on the floor, correct?
Absolutely.
Because as I looked, there was 6.
There was 5 here, and the guy was already on. The guy that passed the ball was running off the floor.
It's funny because if you look at this game, and now I know when you talk the offense, defense, it's increased the amount of line changes, but the amount of calls, too many men calls, has risen drastically in the last 5 years.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just more so like players are itching to get on the floor. They want to get on quick. But a lot of times it's that last guy that just has to take 2 seconds, count ahead, and be patient. And it just doesn't happen a lot because guys just want to get on the floor.
So as a coach, you're never sending anyone early.
No, no, because it's not the early guy usually. It's the late guy.
It's the late guy.
It's the guy that goes on. He puts just 6 guys on the floor before the guy gets to the bench.
Right. Good save by Selleck. Now in transition, a chance here for Dale. Dale tried his shot, took a hard hit. Ball loose, picked up, and now here come the Bears. Good job, Lucas Beaver. Back on offense. He's going to work that left side. Minute 15 to go in the power play. Just over 2 minutes left here. Quarter number 1. We are at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Game 1 of a doubleheader to wrap up week 5. Lucas Beaver, quick stick finish. Good save by Selleck, who's been good in the early going. Beaver, fake, kick it back out. Whiteford, size it up. Good stick fake. Backhand try. Selleck up to the task. Borden knocked back into the crease. And Selleck will pick it up and look for an outlet. And instead, he'll get a 5-second count. And possession will go right back to the Bears. So got to remember that it's the manual count, not the shot clock count.
Absolutely.
And now it's going to be Bombury. Jake Bombury on that left side with Lucas Beaver. And they'll wait and let Marvin Curry filter and run that top spot. Interchange, Bombury. Bombury tucks it in, goes to the underhand. Selleck closed up the 5-hole. Borden now with a lofter, looking for Ben Doherty to run under it. Instead, Doherty just a little too hands-on. Possession's going to go the other way. Minute 10 left in quarter number 1. Danton Miller will swing it around to the right side. Whiteford bring it around just a bit too far, and they skip it over, trying to feather that in that corner. You're going to have to put a little more on it than that. And now here come the Timbermen. Good transition D from the Bears, though. We're under 40 seconds to go here. Chance here for Peterborough to get a good shot. Braden Smith curling around, and Stonefish just got enough of that to keep that as it almost slipped through the wickets. And now 25 seconds to go. Here come the Bears. Going to try to attack. Bombury. Shot clock off. We're at 15 on the game clock. Vanderzalm. Vanderzalm, quick shot, and too much on the screen and roll. Peterborough with a chance here. 11.7 seconds to go. Looking for the final shot. Got to hurry. 5. I don't think Chapman sees that quick over. Going to have to let it go. And a great save by Lucas Beaver. Takes it off the kidney pad. That's going to do it. 15 in the books. We'll take a break. Back with quarter number 2 after the short message. Welcome back to the ILA here on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation. Joe Hiltz joining me here in the broadcast booth as we get set quarter number 2 underway. Teams back 5 aside here right off the bat. Timbermen going to work. Trying to tuck that in was Parker Sands, but wrong stick side, so couldn't get a reset. And now they'll go to work on offense with 15 on the game clock. Riley Curtis swinging it back down. Look for an opening. Curtis gets it back, goes to the overhand, wide of the mark. He'll follow his shot, picks that up, and almost tucked it 5-hole on Stonefish. Instead, ball remains loose on the carpet. Picked up. Here come the Bears. Winley Reed. He'll flip and retreat. Isaac Vanderzalm gets a step, diving. Good save by Selleck. Stuck out that left arm. And a fresh clock here as the Bears corral the offensive rebound. Swing it back. Working on this right side, going to that sidearm, was Isaiah Mount Pleasant. And now the Timbermen will counter the other way. Jensen Walker, flip and retreat. Reminder to stick around. Second half of our doubleheader. We'll see the Toronto Monarchs and the Six Nations Snipers. Lucas Beaver with the hands. Tipping it to himself. Beaver. Big save by Selleck. And he'll return the favor with a good outlet pass on the money to Connor Curtis. Curtis, Stonefish makes that save, and no one knows where it is. On the goal line, and the Bears again save another. Backdoor, quick pass. 1-2, Selleck, another big save as Whiteford slipped out of that back door unnoticed. Rebound, picked up. Mohawk battling in that corner against Borden. Borden and Mohawk, two hefty individuals, as they'll work it now to the left side. And that one goes off the post by Whiteford. Picked up. Bears now will get a fresh clock. Danton Miller will settle things down. Looked like a bit of an overload of lefts out there. And they'll keep it on that left side. Miller steps into one, stick in the shooting lane. Good job there to knock that down. 10 on the shot clock. Timberman now will come away with it. Good job to move that up. Tucker King. He'll trot it over the timeline, and the Peterborough offense will go to work here with 12:20 to go, quarter number 2. Curtis out there on that left side. Lots of traffic in that dotted half circle. 10 on the shot clock. Trying to make his way was Aaron Bradshaw, but he ran out of real estate. And the possession will go back to the Bears. Tough pass, though. Good job to play it off the carom. And Whiteford will settle it down. Martin on the right side. DeWitt Martin curls back, overhand, again blocked. So a lot of bodies getting in the way here by both teams. Good cross check there, but the Timbermen now with numbers 2-on-1. Parker Sands. Parker Sands through the screen, but they're going to call an interference, and Joe, I think that was a good call.
Absolutely. You got a guy running down the floor, and he's cross-checking the defensive guy out of the way. It's like, at least give the guy a chance.
Yeah, we don't care about you getting an advantage, but it's just a little much. So good call by the officiating crew as always. And going to the underhand, good toe save by Selleck as Mohawk let that one go, battling for the loose ball. In there with Beaver. A whole crowd, the ball squirts out of there, and the Bears pick it up. They'll move it around, right side. Mohawk, skip pass on the cut. Going hard, good save by Selleck. Rebound is Lyons, he's off to the races. Brad Lyons, wrong stick side. Inside out, wide of the mark. And a rebound will send the Bears the other way. Joe, how important is it to be on your stick side?
It's very important. It's getting yourself in the right position and knowing as you're coming in what you want to do with the ball. You can be in the wrong side, right? But you gotta put yourself in that situation, shooting the ball that you have the opportunity to score, or pull it out and you'll get look for your trailers. But in that situation, he just missed the net. He had that wide open. He pulled the far side, short side, and just threw it over the net.
Well, tell me, is there as much emphasis on being on your stick side now, or does that sort of change as you move up levels in the game?
That kind of changes. You got guys now that score from both sides of the floor. With the nets being bigger, right? With the nets being wider and that, you have more opportunity to come back over top of the goalie, being on your wrong side. So, it's not like the old 4x4 where being on your proper side is key. Nowadays, you can be on that wrong side and still have a great opportunity to score.
Kick back out, sidearm wide of the mark. May want to go to the overhand, but a fresh clock for Peterborough as they continue to work. Riley Curtis. Another reset. Dan Miller battling for it. Curtis, though, winner of that battle. And they'll set it up one more time. 9:45 to go here, second quarter. Curtis gonna walk in. Stonefish got a piece of that, so possession will stay right here with the Timbermen. And now quickly get it to Davis. Skip pass, right side, changing the angle. Stonefish, though, had that angle cut down. And now they're going to try to work it in transition. Good job, Parker Sands. Interception as Miller had a little bit of a flyby. And that's going to be an 8-second count. And Peterborough doing a good job forechecking.
Well, we just talked about that defensive possession, right? You get stuck in your own end for 30, 60, 90 seconds. You get tired, and it becomes really hard to get the ball to your end.
That is part of the process here as they will start. And that underhand wide of the mark. That's going to carry them over the timeline, but racing for it. Bears are going to scoop that up. Almost good hustle, though, on the back check. And were you looking for an interference call there, Coach?
No, I'm looking for no possession.
Okay.
Guy never had possession on the back over, a clear possession, so that should have been a whistle going Oshweken ball.
Well, Joe Hiltz would have been certainly saying something on that bench if that was the case. Good job picking up that rebound, but the pass was errant.
As much as you want to see that fast break opportunity, he's got to have that one step with the ball and stick, right?
Bears here with possession now. Trailing 4-2. Beaver gives it off. Curl around Mohawk. Mohawk looking for the interchange. Wants a screen. Borden all over him. Doesn't get it. Gets a roll instead. Going to try to lean in. Use his size. Goes to the sidearm. Wide of the mark. Does a good job. Track it down. No reset. 5 on the shot clock. Kick over and nothing doing. No connection there. And
it was good, though.
Peterborough now.
Sorry, I actually like the way the guy stepped in, though, right? Used his body, step back, got a shot, right? Tough situation, but.
Well, not always easy to create your own shot in this game,
Absolutely
right? So a good job there to create just that little bit of space. And Riley Curtis going to peel around, and another good save. Stonefish steers that one to the side. Fresh clock here. Timberman and going hard to the net and running into a roadblock. And Timberman now are going to try to hurry, but definitely feeling the effects of that hit, and not sure if it was Bryce Dennis. That's who it looked like. Took that hard hit, and there's going to be a delayed penalty coming here, and we'll see if it's the hit.
It wasn't the hit. As you watch him come through the middle, if we do get that part of the replay, he buckled his knee. Just as he turned the corner, he buckled his knee, which stood him straight up, which allowed him to get hit hard, right? Unprotected, right?
So Brody Thomas is going to head to the box.
For high stick. Yeah, you know what? That was just one of those unfortunate times of getting hit. He got in, then he stumbled, buckled his knee, and then took the big hit after he buckled his knee.
Well, that's going to take us to our officials' timeout. Just want to talk to you a little bit about yesterday's game. And Oshawa, Brampton, big matchup. Two teams coming in, of course, unbeaten Brampton, and you guys had only lost one. And how did you guys prepare for that game first off?
We prepare for every game the same, right? We have a system we want to go out. We want to run a system all the time. Certain guys, every team has certain guys you want to key on, right? No matter who's playing, what game you're playing, and we executed. It was a really good game. I think both teams made some mistakes here and there along the way, but you know what? Entertaining to watch, and yeah, 13-11 score. It was a good game, very good game.
Well, and it was tight throughout. It was 5-1 Oshawa after one, 8-7 at the half, and then 11-9 after three. So you guys certainly played a tight game, and so you got Oshawa, of course, comes away. Winners now tied for top spot with Brampton, and quickly as we watch this power play by the Timbermen, if there was something you could change in that game with regards to your team, something they could have done better, what would it have been?
Just cleaning up our too many men calls. I think that's our big thing right now. We've had probably about 9 or 10 through the whole season. I think that's what we need to work on and clean that up.
Isaac van der Zalm here will work some clock. Minute 20 to go in the penalty. And van der Zalm in no hurry. He'll skip that pass over to the left side, and they'll just put it in park here and let this clock try to wind down. Parker Sands on defense, marking Whiteford. Whiteford's going to wait. 6 on the shot clock. It's going to go one-on-one. Help. Steps back. Good save there by Selleck. Rebound. Selleck again comes up big. Looking for the dive and rolling around there with a fresh clock to burn is Bombury. So Jake Bombury, great job defensively to get a chance to burn another 30 for the Bears. 5.5 minutes to go here, second quarter. And Danton Miller with that quick release. A shorthanded marker for the Bears. And it's 4-3.
You know what? That's just one of those situations where the team man down, just put the pressure on the team with the guy up, and ran them, got the rebound, got the ball back, and then they're tired, and then got fresh guys on the floor, and that's what happens, right? Once you get that first change, you get fresh guys, you got the tired D on. Even if you have 5 guys on, sometimes it's tough to cover them 4 guys circling to the middle.
And as an offensive player, the more you're moving, the tougher you are to cover. Guys get a little tired, and they tend to maybe look away, and that's
and as we talked about earlier, it goes back to that defensive possession. Like, the ball's on the ground, you got to get that rebound. Like, you can't let that team that's short pick that rebound up and go again.
Loose balls, the fundamental key in the sport of lacrosse. Possession is the number one thing, and with 40 seconds left in the man short, DeWitt Martin looking to skip that off. Good hands, track it down, looking one time, and it's Lucas Beaver picking up his first of the game. 2 shorthanded goals. And Joe, I don't know what to say about that. It's 2 shorthanded goals, same penalty.
Yeah, but you're playing 4-on-4 here because the Timbermen decided to leave a guy up the floor. So now you're scrambling in the back end, playing 4-on-4 rather than being settled in there, right? Just one of those things, you got to realize you're 4-on-4. You got to play like you're 4-on-4.
Well, 4-on-4, we're tied 4-4. 30 seconds left in the Bears penalty, and they may think they want it to be a major the way they're playing here, short and doing a good job dipsy doodling, but ran out of room was Danny Weiss. And now Parker Sands not able to haul that one down. Bears now will regain possession, try to work it up. Final seconds ticking away here on the Bears penalty, in which they've scored twice, shorthanded, to take a 5-4 lead. Ball up, Timbermen. Good job out there. Now Stephen Borden. Got a breakaway. 77 and a good save. 5-hole closed up.
I know Steve's going to be talking about that one for a while. He was 2 for 2 coming into this game. Want to keep keeping that perfect shooting percentage. Now he's 2 for 3.
Well, you'll have to live with that 95% there, Mr. Borden. On the run, Whiteford, good save by Selleck. And Timbermen now will try to move it up with Croat. He'll bounce off a check, and he'll pass and retreat. Outstanding shift, and we're under 3:45. Davies looking, and coming up off the screen was Braden Smith, but didn't have his stick ready. And that possession now will go to the Timbermen. Fresh clock to work with here. Davies trying to inside out. That's wide of the mark, and I'm not sure why they gave the reset on that. High stick there, as just a little too much from Mohawk. He's going to waste no time heading to the bench. Penalty box, sorry.
That caught Whitefish in the top shoulder, just kind of brazed off a little bit. You can reset on that one.
I think the check just rode up a bit. So Peterborough now with their third power play opportunity. One for two, but they've given up two shorties. So see here if they work it around, give everyone a touch. Davies out there, the quarterback, and he goes to the sidearm. So picking his spot was Curtis Davies. And Riley Curtis.
Yeah, Riley just takes his pass. He steps in. Curtis steps in, and he's had him stepping to the left all night, and he finally find that far corner. That last shot he had just glazed off his right shoulder. That time he just happened to get it past him.
Curtis with his 13th goal of the season, and a power play marker more importantly. And I'm going to have to check my scorebook here. Three minutes left here, and the Bears looking out that back door. And it's Whiteford looking for a give and go. He's got Martin. Martin goes to the underhand. So well-designed play in transition by the Bears. And DeWitt Martin with the finish.
So that was just good transition by the Bears on this one. Caught Peterborough slow changing. Had an open guy on the far side. Again, from one side to the other, and making Marco move, right? You know what I mean? It's like, it's what you have to do. Just make the goalie move from side to side. You're better off to score.
Well, Joe, you spent many years fooling many goalies, so we're going to have to take you at your word. Still think your brother was better, but that's wholly beside the point.
But especially with the carpet, though, right? Because your feet are slow moving, right? You know, when you have the concrete, you're sliding across the floor. It's easy. When you got the carpet, it's not so easy to move them feet sometimes.
Well, I tell you, and that's one of the things, one of the nuances in the game that has been lost, learning how to pick up the spins with the concrete. You had your polished concrete, then you had your St. Chris concrete where it was just straight concrete. So different thing. Now you got this, what we like to call nice, soft, cushy carpet, and the ball bounces a little different. I find the carpet deadens those balls just a bit.
Absolutely. Cushy, I'm not sure you cushy when you come out with a rug burn, but
you're right. And I'm sure it doesn't feel all that cushy when you land on it after a hard hit. But the Bears now with 10 on the shot clock. Whiteford dumps it off far corner. Beauty finish there. And I'm going to have to give that one to one of our Phantom Menace players out here.
It was a nice pick. It came around, hit the guy in the bottom corner. Defensive guy slides into the middle too early.
So it looks like Marvin Curry, and I do have it on my sheet wearing number 19. Pardon me, and pardon my next step to the senior citizens home, which will probably be the case with 1:45 to go here. 6-5 game. Not sure about the counter, but I believe it's a 6-5 lead for the Bears. And off the draw, here come the Timbermen with numbers. 2-1-0. They go to the bounce shot. Ben Doherty wasted no time, and just like that, tied one more time, 6-6.
That's just one of those situations where every move's too far forward, forgetting the guys that are behind them, right? So you know what? It's just, he's the Timberman guy standing back, waiting, and all the Bears are too focused on the ball, and
Well,
ball
looks
pops
like,
out the wrong way.
Yeah, it looked like the Bears were more concentrating on offense when they didn't have the ball than they should have been thinking a little more defensively, and Peterborough took advantage. So violation will give possession to the Bears. A quick pass up. Van der Zalm skip pass on the curl. Running and picking the top corner is Whiteford. And they're going to wave that off and say there was someone in the crease. Backdoor now, chance for Peterborough. And a good hard hit as Ryan Pavic trying to use his size. Transition, almost knocked that down. Whiteford played to Karam, still has it. Loose, and that'll go to the crease. Selleck will move around with 1:05 to go here in this opening half. Tied at 6. Under a minute to go here. Timbermen will work it, start things off on the left side. Curtis looking for an opening again, sniffed that short side, nothing doing. Stonefish closed that. Stonefish again, good pad save, comes back out, skip over, quick stick Stonefish. Closing the wickets. 40 seconds to go. Here come the Bears. Beaver try to set it up here and get a good quality shot before we end this second quarter. And Mohawk, 10 on the game clock, on the shot clock, dumped down behind the net. No look pass out, connected to no one. 5 on the shot clock. Mohawk gonna have to shoot it. He's wide of the mark. That's gonna go tiptoe off the glass, and quick shot off the post. 10 seconds to go, and it looks like the Timbermen are questioning the amount of time left on that clock. 8.8 seconds. And what do you think?
I think there was 11.
So you think about 11 seconds on that. So
it
looks like
he's going to ask for 13. He might get 11, maybe.
It's all about the negotiating, as
maybe
Joe Sullivan, and I'm not sure if he called an official timeout, did he, or is he just? And I think that's the case. So
goalie Selleck called that timeout for him down there.
Okay.
So it didn't actually come from the bench. So it came down here. So putting time back in the clock is probably the right call, because we're back to 13.8.
And what are you looking for in this situation, Joe? Tied in last possession. Say you have 12 seconds.
Well, I'm looking for someone just get the ball up and crash hard. Your fastest guy with the ball. And just crash. Crash the goals and swing it from one side to the next with a quick outside shot.
Connor Curtis out there as play clock down to 7. Play design, and Stonefish with a good save there. 3.7 seconds left. Stonefish is going to air it out. And one-on-one matchup with Van der Zalm, and that's going to do it. 30 minutes are in the books, and it's been a good 30 minutes. We're tied 6-6. We'll be back with third quarter action after this break. And once again, Lucas Beaver going to try to slip out of that, and a hook, no call. Triple teams drawing the penalty, and Lucas Beaver with no helmet you can't go any further with no helmet. But give Lucas Beaver some credit. 3 guys on him. So a good job by Beaver, almost single-handedly killing that entire shot clock and drawing a penalty in the process. And the guilty party will be Duncan Cart. Prince going to let that go behind the net, and the crease dive. That was well executed and a beauty. And the only one in the league that can finish like that on the regular is Kyle Dawson, and he does. Picked up, and it was flipped over. Joffroy in tight, big save. So Nolan Clayton, and he certainly is not, as crew chief Joel Furman goes down. And if you know Nolan Clayton, he is not afraid to protect his creased area, that's for sure.
And the funny part of that is the guy didn't really come anywhere near him. Like, he barely stepped in the crease, but, I mean, that's one of those things where pick and choose your spots.
Well, Mitchell Jeffroy was in the middle of that, but I certainly don't think there was any ill intent there. It didn't look that way, as you can take a look here. But time violation, good defense by Paris. Luke Van Scheppen. Well, prior to the game in warm-up, Van Scheppen, dipsy doodle, big save there by Nagy. Chellan trying to get open. Diving to the net, and you can count that. And that was picture perfect. 10th goal of the season. Hasn't even played a full 3 games yet. As Ryan Campbell, outstanding, gives his team a 3-0 lead. You could just see one-on-one. Just gets a step, no help, so poor rotation. Impressive. Seamus Shanahan on the left side. They'll set things up. Ryan Campbell out there diving and pocketing the first goal of the game, and it was a beauty, is Sam Jaminski. And boy, the days of the crease dive, not like back in the day, Blair, little new wrinkle.
No, like back in the day, that situation, that crease was an imaginary line right up to as far as you can take it.
Dance around a screen, get it to Danton Miller. Good feed by Miller as he dumps it down to Whiteford. Whiteford pockets his second of the game. So one of the best offensive sets we've seen here in this game by the Bears. Good job by the veteran Danton Miller to see the opening, but more so on the roll to fake the shot, dump it down low, and easy marker there for Whiteford as he had Dunkerley already halfway down and sprawling. Whitby now looking for something, get back in this game. Turning that corner and finding something. That was a beauty, Romicic. So Curtis Romicic had a couple of opportunities in the first quarter. This time he capitalizes, and a big goal, 6-2.
Forced into the corner, looking for Catoni on that far side. That pass is a little too far. And here come the Snipers once again. Another 2-on-1 opportunity. That shot finds the back of the net as Dante Romano gets things going for the Snipers, and it is 1-0 with 12:43 left to go in the opening quarter.
Here we go. Follows. Patty. Follows top corner. Efficiency, that kid. He's efficient as he buries his second of the game. He's got 10 goals this season. Impressive in just 3 games. Right off the bat in transition. Quick shot finish. Estrak taking a feed from Volkov. And that's the way you answer immediately.
Immediately. Will it take 6 seconds? Doesn't matter. This situation, great read coming down, great sell, and
good hustle there, but Whitby now going to try and get it over the timeline. They do have numbers 2-on-1. They want to go for it, duck in, and beauty job on the bounce. So how about Romicic? There's a guy who's been around for just a little bit and does a great job to capitalize a short-handed marker, and it's 7-3. It's Shanahan, flip, Campbell. Shanahan shot. Beauty, give and go, rebound, board! So Gage Board on the doorstep.
Before this goal was scored, the pick that was made, and the defender didn't slide, and Ryan found the guy right down in the crease wide open, and then Board come in and picked up the rebound.
Far side before he does, that's Tay Catoni. His shot goes into the mesh. Snipers back the other way. Quick transition, shoots and scores. That's 2 in a row for the Snipers. Vern Hill getting this goal, a great transition play for Six Nations. As soon as that ball was blown back in, they took off.
Taking it strong, and no goal as again filtering through that crease, and in transition Here come the Express. Bounce shot finish. Beauty
Wow.
job by Van Scheppen. So Mark Van Scheppen in the score column with his first of the game and a beauty transition goal for the Express.
And a great job right off the hop.
Taking it strong and no goal as again filtering through that crease and in transition. Here come the Express. Bounce shot finish. Beauty
Wow.
job by Van Scheppen. So Mark Van Scheppen in the score column with his first of the game and a beauty transition goal for the Express.
And a great job right off the hop.
But we all know my counter's shaky.
I got the same, so you're okay, partner.
Okay, assuming your counter's okay, and blink of an eye,
That took 5 seconds.
Parker Pfeiffer with his 8th of the season, his first today, and you talk about this offensive output from the Monarchs. They have looked very impressive here in this opening quarter. Can't beat a good old-fashioned overhand.
Never.
Right inside, and standing there, living on the doorstep was Malik Good. And he was just that. That's his third goal of the game. Comes via the power play. 2 for 2 with a man advantage are the Steelhawks, and they're back in it.
He just stepped right down the middle, and both defenders turned the other way.
The board back the other way. Osborne, quick shot inside out, and I tell you, you give Liam Osborne that much time, and he's going to make you pay. That's his first of the game, number 6 on the season.
Well, I'll tell you, never mind Osborne. Braden McGregor made an absolutely beautiful move to set a pick to get him free. If we watch the pass comes over, there's the pick by Braden McGregor. What a great move.
For the second half of our doubleheader, it'll be Paris against Six Nations, and we'll be joined by Joe Hiltz. How about that hand and finish? That was a beauty. Alex Henry pulling that one out of his back pocket. Could see here, this is just a highlight. Great pass ahead. And good hands by Henry, and he just goes to the backhand shovel for the finish. Looking for an opening, 10 on the shot clock, dips by 1, tries to go again to the bounce, and it rolls in, but again, in the crease when it went across the goal line, no goal, and possession to Whitby.
And I believe that if we watch that close, the whistle had already gone before the ball went in the net. Otherwise, that counts.
Welcome back to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation as we get locked and loaded for third quarter action. Tied at 6 here between the Bears and the Timbermen. And Joe, just quickly tied 6-6. What were your just general thoughts maybe about what you saw in the first half?
You know what? It was fast-paced up and down. Both goalies, I thought, played very well. Made a lot of saves, big saves. Had some nice goals scored. You know, all around it was a good half, in my opinion.
So I'd have to agree with you. Some notable difference makers in the opening 30 minutes for Oshweken. James Whiteford has got 1 goal, 5 assists. So he's figured in on every goal so far for the Bears. And for the Timbermen, Riley Curtis, 2 goals, 3 assists. So he has chipped in mightily to all but one of the Peterborough goals. So back to work here with teams at 5 aside. And got to hurry, shot clock winding down. And now the Bears will get their first possession here on offense here in quarter number 3. Bombury gets a step, hesitation on Borden. Bombury up, down, good save by Selleck. And a better finish as Bombury followed that up. And we may have a new netminder for the Bears. Looks like, I'm not sure if Austin Patty's come in or if it's Elon Henhock or if it's Troy Benedict. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go with Troy Benedict, has taken over between the pipes for Marquez Stonefish. And to thank our media staff for being all over that. Possession now, good job by the Bears, but the Timbermen will pick it up. Gonna have to hurry, and they do. They get it over the timeline, but they don't have possession as Tristan Jackson wasn't able to haul in that pass. And now Benedict will outlet, and here go the Bears, starting things left side half boards. Tylan Hill will get it over to Whiteford. Whiteford looking for the flip, curls back around, 10 on the shot clock. Whiteford on the run, steered aside by Selleck. And a good job to track down his own rebound, fresh clock for the Bears. Looking for a step was Martin, had that blocked. Selleck was looking to fish it. And Stephen Borden doing a good job there, making sure that possession went the way of Peterborough. And they now will get a chance to move it up over the timeline. Offense for the Timbermen to work in this 7-6 game as the Bears on the board first here in third quarter. That quick stick couldn't connect. Rebound picked up, and it's Lucas Beaver. He's on the move. Doesn't matter what stick side this guy's on. He can shoot it from both hands. Good hesitation and a better save, though, from Selleck. As teeing one up was Danny Weiss, and now it's Lyons in transition. Will dump it over. Looking for that shot. Sliding to his right stick side was Aaron Bradshaw. Ball loose. Picked up. Bears now. They'll work it over the timeline with Weiss. Weiss will give way to Bombury. Bombury now will snap it back to the top. They'll set up the offense. Whiteford. Bombury, no look, tried that quick stick finish, couldn't catch it in the pocket smoothly, Isaiah Mount Pleasant. And now here come the Timbermen, 3-on-1. Go to the bounce, good save there by Benedict as he smothers that. And 3-on-1 and no pass. Are you okay with that, Coach?
Sometimes you're okay with it because the goalie expects you to pass, you get that quick shot off, you might sneak it by the goalie, but in a situation like you got to use those 3 guys, whether one guy's setting a pick and coming around and hitting the other guy or something. Just don't run down 3 guys in a V shape and shoot the ball.
Always good to make a pass as early as possible, I've always found. It sends to work to D as Whiteford working one-on-one. The flip in close to Danton Miller, but he tiptoed on that crease line. Possession will go up the other way with under 11:20 to go here in this third quarter. Braden Smith with Beaver on him. Smith gets a step, splits 2, pulls it back out, swings it over left side. Curtis dumps it off on the run. Stopped there by Benedict, but the offensive board picked up by the Timbermen. Good hustle there. They'll get a fresh clock to work with. Connor Curtis looking for an opening. Good defense by the Bears. Curtis takes that out. Benedict with a toe save. Rebound picked up. Another good save by Benedict, sticking out that left arm. And a good job for Troy Benedict coming in relief here
one of
First
those
touch.
things. Timberman putting the pressure on, picking up loose ball in the offensive end again. That we talked about that possession, getting that loose ball on D is very key. And Benedict was up to the task. He made that nice save as Bradshaw was cutting through the middle.
Mohawk with a bullet underhand, but it's stopped by Selleck. That flip up by Borden, and a good job Parker Sands. Parker Sands regroups, and a good save at the other end by Benedict. So no finish for Parker Sands. The Bears now going to try to capitalize, but they don't have the numbers, and Bombury now is going to be a little more deliberate here. Works in, a no-look shot. Wickets closed. Selleck, who's been good in this game, and now they're going to try to move it up over the timeline, and they do. Crow. He'll flip. And now the Timbermen taking a while to get their legs out there. Shot clock now down to 10. Bryce Dennis will swing it over. And a delayed penalty coming, but instead that was a BB by Riley Curtis for his third goal of the game.
If you get a look at this, just a nice loose ball in the corner, nice pass out to Curtis on the outside. And he goes, a nice pick down, and he steps around, goes back up, steps around. His favorite spot to shoot, top far side right. You know what I mean? He hit one earlier, and he finds his corner. Excellent shot by Curtis.
So Curtis with the pinpoint accuracy. That is his 14th goal of the season. He's already added 3 helpers by my count. Could be 4, but 3 helpers to this point. Bears now with a chance to answer, and cranking up that underhand was Danny Weiss. But Marco Selleck's been position-wise, he's been pretty solid.
Yeah, the one thing about Marco, he doesn't get out of position, right? He just stands there, he's nice and sturdy, he doesn't move a lot, right? So you got to beat him. He makes you beat him.
And that's not always such a bad thing, Coach. Sometimes you got to make that offensive player work for his reward. And Benedict steers that one aside with the left pad. Bears pick it up. We're tied 7-7 here. The ILA, 8:40 to go, third quarter, and that's way too long with an 8-second count. Good attempt, but nothing doing. Timberman now trying to go to work, take advantage of the situation here. Curtis will float out there into that left shooter spot, and they'll wait for the interchange. He'll get it back, size things up just outside the dots. That's going to be a high sticking penalty, an easy one to call. Tried a quick stick finish, couldn't connect. Ball loose as the shot clock winds down. And instead it'll be Peterborough going back to work with their 4th power play opportunity of the game.
You know, that's just, you know, as a coach, you're looking at that, it's a silly pass, right? Or a silly penalty, I should say. You know, just a big hack, right? He almost took one earlier when he swung his stick behind him and almost hit Curtis in the head, right? You know, you got to control your stick on defense and just play steady D.
So Ryan Johnson, the guilty party, and you're right, that's just a careless use of the stick there where you tap a guy's helmet. It has no effect. The only effect is now you got to work on another man short as Peterborough. 2 power play goals in this game. Problem is they've also given up 2 short-handed markers. So we'll say that they're working even right now. Underhand, stopped by Benedict. Rebound, loose. And Timberman, and some good work in there. And that's going to be, possession's going to go to the Bears as Danny Weiss was in there. Rattling some cages, and he'll get possession to the Bears. Holiday. Blake Holiday will get it back to Miller. Miller will work some clock, 15 on the shot clock. Just over a minute left in the man short. And how about that bullet from Danton Miller? As Miller usually goes to that sidearm or overhand. Instead, this time went to the underhand.
It's one of those ones where goalies sell. Like I think he wished he had it back. He knew it was coming, but just kind of stepped a little too far to the right, and he beat him 5-hole rather than just staying stationary like he has been the whole game.
And I think you're right. He just turned that right leg a bit and opened up, left that gap between the stick and the pad. And Danton Miller found that for his second of the game. So 3 shorthanded goals for the Bears. And that's given them an 8-7 lead as we're under 7 minutes to go here, quarter number 3. Lance Swin alongside Joe Hiltz. Glad you've tuned in here. 1st to 2 here at the ILA. It'll be Toronto against Six Nations, and a good save from Benedict. Ball loose, picked up again, and a reset as Riley Curtis doing a good job corralling those loose balls. Still working at the top. Curtis sizing it up, no look behind the net. That was just a bit too hard, and Lucas Beaver now is going to come away with it. Beaver's going to try to flip it up into the offensive end. DeWitt Martin's going to try to run it down. He does, takes a hit, bounces off, rolls it back to the top. Bomberg. Bears leading by 1. 6 minutes to go here. That shot finds the mark, so Whiteford continues with his hot hand. That's his second of the game. It will not come via the power play, but
you know, you can't fault Selleck on this one. You know what? He's ready. Look at the defense is all inside the dotted line right now. You know, he gets to step in and crank it, and it's, you know what? I just beat him on the stick side over his shoulder.
So second of the game for Whiteford, as he has been the difference maker for the Oshweken Bears. So Whiteford, and back to back. This time it looks like Isaac Vanderzome with the finish, and your master transition guy has stepped up one more time.
Well, you know what? This is just a coach's nightmare right now. Right now they're breaking out. Guys are running to the bench when there's a guy wide open down the floor, right? You know what? That guy's got to go back and cover that guy so he doesn't get that free lane to the net.
So Isaac Vanderzome with his first of the game. Largest lead of the game for the Bears in 10-7. And careless on that flip will give possession back to the Timbermen. So 5.5 to go. A run here from the Bears as they have outscored the Timbermen 4-1 here in this quarter and have taken a 10-7 lead. Working in the post, kick back out, hard sidearm, good save by Benedict. And that's going to take us to our officials' timeout. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, and as we talk about special teams being such an important part of this game, Joe, we know that we've seen games where it's been the power plays that have made the difference. 3 shorthanded goals given up by the Timbermen.
You know, this one here it was a loose ball possession early in that first one where they got possession of the ball and they got to go back through it, and Peterborough was tired, and you know what? And then they capitalized on a guy breaking through. The same thing here. You know what I mean? Like they're out there for an extended period of time. Right, and they're getting tired. Rather than just settle back in and relax, don't chase, right? Get out, take your guy, control, possess the ball. Like, you know, just maintain good defense rather than be all scrambling.
So is it more about the weakness in defense, or is it more about the smart things that the Bears are doing on offense?
I don't think it's the weakness in defense. I just think it's, you know, having the right personnel on. You know what? It's Is it you're 0-4 and you don't have the right personnel on because all your guys aren't here? I'm not sure. But you know what? When you're still 4-on-5, you're not chasing because you're going to get the ball back in 30 seconds.
Set to go here after our officials' timeout as Timbermen just filter out their 5 offensive players. The momentum right now clearly on the side of the Bears. And we'll see here if Peterborough can't get themselves back in this game trailing by 3. They'll start things on the right side, half boards. Looking to try to dip his way in was Bradshaw. Swinging around to the left. And it's Curtis. Curtis trying to reach over, and that's going to be a good goal. So a good work one-on-one by Riley Curtis as he picks up another, more importantly, closes the gap
Watch the guy that
to 10-8.
pushes up, which just traps the guy on the top side guy rather than push him and just leave him and jam Curtis early, right? He let him get underneath in the step, and that crease rule where you can jump through the crease. You know what? You put your goal in at advantage by leaving the guy like that wide open.
Riley Curtis, with his 4th of the game. And you saw some great camera work by our camera team, catching that mid-air flight on the crease dive. Ball loose now, Bears going to look to answer with 4:40 to go. And they'll kickstart their offense, half boards left side, Whiteford, of course, to Beaver, and I guess Beaver may have ran through the crease there. And possession back to the Timbermen. Those are the kind of turnovers too, Joe, that you, as a coach, you got to be ready, you just got to be a little beside yourself.
But you know what, as a player, you're just trying to get open. Sometimes you run through a crack or a seam where you're not really sure where you are. You try to avoid it, but sometimes you can't and you don't realize it.
Well, I think these guys are a little spoiled now as shot clock's going to wind down. That shot wide of the mark with that whole crease rule where, we used to have to think the crease was a shield going straight up. You couldn't break that plane at all. Now, you can pick it up if it's laying on the crease.
Yeah, you can pick it up,
So big difference as far as your thought process scoring-wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bears. Martin, he'll kick it back out. They'll try to swing it around on the dump. Miller, though, couldn't handle the pass, but he's going to track down the rebound. Loose ball, kick it out, 10 on the shot clock. Bounce shot. When in doubt, go to the bounce shot. And that's the way you get it done. The Bears answer the way you're supposed to answer.
Absolutely. There's a loose ball in the corner. He picks it up. Just kind of steps out, hits the guy at the top of the floor again. You know what? Just the defense got there just a little late. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones. Maybe Marco hopes could have got back, but defense got there a little late. It was a good shot, good bounce shot.
And I think that was Marvin Curry that's going to get credit for that goal. That's his 2nd of the game. Sorry, 3rd of the game. Pardon my counter. I was looking for that missing goal, so appreciate our crack team working together to get our facts right. 3:35 to go here. And Joe, really though, if you're a coach, the best way to answer a goal is with a goal.
Absolutely. And it's when you're trailing by 3, though. You get that one, you get you back within 2, and you give up that quick one again. It's like a dagger to the heart, right?
Tough one to swallow as the Bears go back to work on offense. Kick it back out, swing it around to that right side. Looking for an opening. Whiteford on the dump. And a good save by Selleck. Rebound, another save by Selleck. So offensively, it looks like the Bears have gotten a little more comfortable as this game's going on, and they're executing much better on the offensive end. Defensively, Benedict's come in and done a good job between the pipes in relief of Marquez Stonefish.
Yeah, right now, Peterborough's just missing their offensive legs, right? Like, they're one step behind. If it wasn't for Riley Curtis,
Curtis bounces out. Good collapsing defense. Vanderzalm on him. He'll look to skip pass, and Vanderzalm is right in his grill there on that one-on-one matchup. On the run, that one gets knocked down. Ball loose. Battling hard for it is Bradshaw, but it's the Bears that win that battle, and they pick it up. It's Halliday. He'll flip offense to work with Whiteford. Whiteford on the dump off. Danton Miller snapping that quick release. Just missed the short side. Went through the crease, though.
He had that corner. Just came up a little short on that one.
I think from our vantage point, you could just see that sliver of daylight. That's what he was certainly sniffing. Just wasn't able to park it there. And now the Timbermen offense as we are just under 2 minutes to go here. Looking for something here. Another trail by 3, and they had Croak in the slot area. It went off Benedict, and now a fresh clock. Timbermen. Croak remains out there. Good defense. Beaver with the stick check, and masterfully done, but a back in call is going to give it back to the Timbermen with 1:33 to go. Work it around, left side. One-on-one. Nothing doing there. Trying to screen and roll, but good defensive rotation from the Bears as they're doing a good job on the switches. Bounce shot, too much bounce on it. Ball's loose. Bears are going to look to let it run out, and they do. So it's Johnson that picks it up. He'll flip now. We're under a minute to go here, third quarter. Bombury will kick it out. Whiteford has been the catalyst here for these Bears, and they'll work the right side. Skip pass, knocked down. Rebound picked up, and ball goes loose. Timberman, Parker Sands kicks it. Bears get it back. No reset. 5 on the shot clock, and that's going to go right to the center circle. 32.4 seconds left here, third quarter. Timberman with the ball. Curtis. Just a 1 second differential between the clocks. Quick pass, overhand. Benedict rebound. Crease the call. So parked on that doorstep was Pavic. Wasn't able to keep his toes outside the crease. And now with 10 on the game clock, Danton Miller. Bears looking for something late. Give and go, 2-man. Miller gets some room. Goes to the sidearm. Goes off a defender. And 2.4 seconds to go. Possession's going to go up the other way. And thinking better of it was Owen Dale, and that will do it. 3 quarters we've been through. We've got an exciting fourth quarter set up when we come back.
4:07. Oh,
Set to go here for fourth quarter action. Lance Wynn alongside Joe Hiltz, the JVI production crew. Glad to have you with us here as we get set for the fourth quarter. Game number 1, game 2 to follow between the Toronto Monarchs and the Six Nations Snipers. And just to get you caught up, in case you missed it, Riley Curtis leading the way for the Timbermen. 4 goals, 3 assists. His counterpart, also number 23, in James Whiteford. 2 goals, 5 assists. So those are the 2 guys that have been instrumental. And off the draw, speaking of which, good shot, but wrong stick side. So certainly didn't have the angle he'd like, was Curtis. And now possession to the Bears. And they'll move it over the timeline. Vanderzalm, backdoor, that pass, trying to play the carom, gets played nicely by the Timbermen. And a quick pass up in transition. Chance here. Vanderzalm with a late stick check. Does a good job as Owen Dale was going in all alone.
that's Peterborough just trying to get that quick transition up the floor. Look, good pass. Maybe a little tight on the shot, but you know what? It was a good opportunity by Owen.
Well, you got to figure that the Timbermen are going to have to come out with a bit of sense of urgency here. Trailing by 3.
For sure. They're going to have to push the envelope a little bit here. But they can't be leaving guys open on the backside, pressing out too far, right? Still got to take care of business.
Wide open was Colton Hart, and he wasn't able to convert the quick stick. Had that whole side wide open on Selleck. Instead now, here come the Timbermen, and it's Curtis. Curtis working one-on-one with Reed. Switches back, kicks it on over. And that overhand, good overhand by Pavic, but well far out.
Yeah, you're not going to beat Benedict from there. You know what? He's playing well so far. He's coming in the game. He shut the door on Peterborough. So you got to get him to start to move his feet.
Mohawk with a size advantage. He's going to try to work it, dumps it off on the cutter, pick the corner. Beauty finish. Jake Bombury with his first goal of the game, and that to go along with 5 helpers. So a 6-pointer.
Just kind of looks like Peterborough kind of gets 3 guys on this side of the floor, not realizing there's 3 guys on that side of the floor for the Bears. Right? So as one guy slid a little too early on down into the inside, we left that cutter wide open going through the middle.
So we're not going to say someone lost their assignment, but someone forgot their assignment. Okay. And either way, as looks like DeWitt Martin is the guilty party, and that's a slashing call, the case. So the Timbermen will have another chance to work with the man advantage. They've got 2 power play goals, have given up 3 short-handed goals. So I don't know if you're Peterborough, do you want this power play, or do you want to decline the penalty?
No, you know what? You want the power play. You just got to take care of your own end. When you get down there, you lose the ball.
So Curtis at the top, no surprise, and that overhand wide of the mark, still sitting there. And good job by the Bears. Pick it up. They're going to look in transition. There goes Lucas Beaver. Beaver, backdoor pass. Whiteford tucks that baby in. Another shorthanded goal for the Bears.
You know what? You can't obviously can't let him get a break on you like that. But at the end of it, it all starts down the offensive end when the ball's on the backboards. Instead of just picking it up, he's worried about maybe getting hit a little bit and doesn't take care of the ball. People should have had the ball on the offensive end right there. Gave it up. They picked it up, transitioned down. Power play gets stuck on the floor. Right? 4th
goal of the game for Whiteford to go along with 5 helpers. So a 9-point game as Marco Selleck's going to get a look-see here to make sure he's okay. Joe, I told you decline the penalty.
No.
Replay the down and get another chance.
No, it's not even that. It's at the power play, they got a good shot off. The ball came off the backboards, hit Curtis in the back of the leg. Probably should have had possession down there, right? But again, you got to take care of the ball. That's the biggest thing right now. Just take care of the ball in the offensive end and get back and check.
You're right on all counts there. 13-8 the score in favor of the Bears. Good thing is when you come in with two winless teams, someone's going to come away with their first W. And with under a minute and a half to go in the power play, Timbermen will still have something to say. 12:35 to go here, fourth quarter. Back to work with a man advantage. Curtis, sidearm finish. So he's had the Midas touch today. And that to the tune of his 5th goal of the game. He's got 3 assists with that.
He just steps in and takes a nice bounce shot to his favorite side of the net, the far side of the net, right? Like he's trying to hit that far side every time. He's got that great pinpoint shot.
Toughest shot for a goalie to stop the bounce shot, apparently, according to them anyway. And
especially off a carpet where you don't know if it's coming high or low.
And that's the factor that the carpet plays in there. You're absolutely right. You could get the higher bounce or you could get the skid bounce. And Timbermen now with some momentum after picking up that power play goal. And they're back to work here. Beaver. And his outlet pass will go to Johnson. Tell you, the stick skills, Lucas Beaver. You can tell a guy that has had his stick in his hand continuously, not just on game day. And a bit of a lost art, Joe, where, you know, back in the day, and I keep saying back in the day, in our day, in the 1900s, well, I tell you, you had your stick in your hand all the time, every day. And that's how you got better.
It was just one of those things where, you know, there's so much going on nowadays. It's hard for kids to keep their sticks in their hands.
A whole lot more distractions than we were certainly faced with. Can't imagine what we would be like with social media around. So good on that. Bears working it around. 11:20 to go here. Chase continues. Good job. Timbermen will pick it up. They'll move it up in transition, and it's Parker Sands. Sands will put on the brakes, wait for some numbers, and he'll look for a pass. Does that, and they'll skip it over on the left side, and it's Curtis. Curtis looking for a man. He'll swing it down low in the crease. Backhand pass, and a quick one, and a good save made by Benedict. And the Bears trying to waste no time in transition, looking for an opening. Back door, Danton Miller. He'll slow it up and wait for the dust to settle. And, of course, it settles with Whiteford. They'll swing it around to Martin. Spencer Martin. And that shot well wide of the mark. And that's going to go into the Bears bench. Possession going the other way to the Timbermen. So 4-point game, 10.5 to go here, Joe. If the Timbermen can get a little bit of a run going here, they can get back in this game. Yeah,
you know what, you're right. It's just got to get that one more right now and just focus on one at a time. Don't worry about what the score is right now. It's just
Curtis one-on-one. And he is a handful, explosive first step. And I think he wrung that off the post, and it went off the back of Benedict, and he smothered it. So consider that a save for sure, as the Bears now on offense. Mount Pleasant turning the corner, left that stick hanging out. Parker Sands took it, and the Timbermen now the other way. 2-on-2, waiting to see what comes out the back door. Good transition D from the Bears. And Peterborough will have to stop, drop, and hold on, set up their offense. And it's Pavic. Gets in a little closer, got a good shot off. Good save by Benedict, fresh clock. Rebound to Peterborough. Looking for that skip pass. That's probably an ill-advised pass that early in the shot clock. And in transition, Whiteford tried to go far side. Good save, Selleck.
Well, maybe not a bad pass. Just got to hit him at the right time. I think it was a little late pass. You saw him late, right? You're down by 4. You got to push the envelope.
Certainly no disagreement there as that pass snapped into the slot area. And Mohawk just wanted to clear things out. So Bradshaw took it. And always going to be a little rougher inside that dotted half circle. As Timberman now will get it back to Curtis. Curtis, hesitation, dumps it off, had a man, just a bad pass. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Get it back to Curtis. Curtis now goes to the sidearm. Good save by Benedict. Rebound picked up Timberman. Dumped down Curtis. Not able to corral that pass, and not sure what the call is here, as Crew Chief Joel Furman conferring. And it looks like it could be coincidentals. Braden Smith and Brody Thomas.
Yeah, Peterborough guy took a legal cross check, and then as he's going off, the Bears guy kind of just chirped him a little bit. And, hey, you're going to power play. Keep your mouth quiet, right? And take your power play. You're up by 4.
Agree. So it looks like we will be playing 5-on-5 here, as the coincidental minors offset each other. 8:33 to go, fourth quarter. Timbermen trailing here by 4. First of our doubleheader, of course. Toronto Six Nations to follow this one. Curtis has been outstanding for the Timbermen here in this ball game. He'll get it back. Van der Zalm almost jumped it. Quick shot, steered aside by Benedict. Rebound loose, picked up. Fresh 30 for the Timbermen. Snap pass, 1-2 off the post. So good heads-up passing play, just fraction of an inch from pocketing that goal.
Talk about trying to get the goalie to move from side to side. That was from one side to the left side, back to the right side quick. Great opportunity off the post.
So mission accomplished. Couldn't beat the iron, as again Benedict, good pad save, and looking for an opportunity in transition. Lofted up. Van der Zalm hauls it in. Van der Zalm, big shoulder save from Selleck. So Marco Selleck, probably a little late for his NBA career, height-wise, does a good job to shrug the shoulders and make a good save there, keep his team in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, Joe, a goaltender can bring that momentum for you too.
Absolutely, 100%. Like, you know what? Peterborough's pushing because they got to push, and they get a fast break the other way, and Marco comes up with a great save.
Lucas Beaver was zipped that pass up the middle. Good hands there, and almost tucked it. So Thailand Hill showing some skill, and Timberman now back on the offensive end. Going to need a little something. Time working against them here, as we're at the 7-minute mark, fourth quarter. That shot well wide of the mark. I'm going to say that was a pass. And here comes Lucas Beaver on the turnaround. Oh, Beaver! Oh, my. And he picks that corner, making it look easy. And sometimes the bounce just doesn't go your way, Coach.
Well, that's one of those situations where your offense is definitely not ready to transition back to defense, right? Crazy shot, missing net by about 3 feet, right? And nobody's catching Beaver on that breakaway.
Lucas Beaver's
right?
gone.
He just puts his far side, you know what I mean? Like, great shot by Lucas, and, unfortunate for Marco, put in a situation for another breakaway.
Beaver with his second goal of the game, 4th of the season. And if you're the Bears, you got to like the position that you're in right now. 5-goal lead with 6.5 to go. With that said, of course, Joe, we know that that's a whole lot of time in a lacrosse game. Miller, sidearm on target.
That it certainly is for sure.
That ball gets flipped, will go over the timeline, possession to the Timbermen, and that will take us to our final officials timeout. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action. Back here after our officials' timeout, 14-9 the lead in favor of the Oshweken Bears as they are looking to lock down their first win of the season, coming in 0-3. And in the meantime, between time, the Peterborough Timbermen come in 0-4. So they're even more desperate for a W. But now a chance here to maybe close the gap. Design play, and it works perfectly. So a good job and a better finish from their main man in Riley Curtis, who picks up goal number 6.
It's amazing where you can, you know, like defense is even on the guy that's the best player on the floor right now, right? You know what I mean? It's like, where's number 23? Oh, he just scored again.
Scored again. 6th of the game, and Riley Curtis has single-handedly kept the Timbermen in it. And off the draw, they can get something going here. Guess who? 23 again with a step. Good pass. Underhand. Good save, Benedict. Rebound picked up. DeWitt Martin. He's going to try to maneuver his way up. And a good pass, and not able to haul it down was Reed. So Winley Reed, an outlet pass that will give possession back to the Timbermen. 5:45 to go. Peterborough looking to close the gap, trailing by 4. That shot, Benedict sticks that pad out, makes a good save on a good shot from Connor Curtis. Possession now to Martin and the Bears. So, Joe, at this juncture, with just over 5 minutes, give it a go. Vanderzalm sneaks it in. So, excellent execution offense on that end. Back this end, the Bears counter, and it's Isaac Vanderzalm with the finish.
Yeah, you know what? It's too bad. You know, they have a good chance at the one end. It just comes to a nice up pick, and the guy leaves himself wide open in the middle, right? But how does that guy get underneath? I'm not sure. You know, why are we playing out so high?
And what I was going to ask you at the 5-minute mark, you got a 4-goal lead. Are you telling your guys to be deliberate with the clock, to work the clock down, or are you saying go, go, go?
You know what? You can't hold back. In any coach, you can't hold back. Once you hold back, and all of a sudden you give up that one quick one, then you're on your heels right away, and it's like, no, you still got to go to the goal, still got to go, but you just got to be smart about it.
You know, I knew what you were going to say. I just want to make sure our viewers know where you're at, okay? I know you're going to go.
Well, some coaches wouldn't, though, right? Some coaches would hold back, use a 30.
That's why your perspective is valuable. And stepping up, Bryce Dennis. He notches his 2nd of the game. And with 4:46 to go, Peterborough certainly not going quietly into the night.
Again, you can see the Oshweken defense is kind of sitting way inside. And, you know, he steps out, gets that pass from down deep. He steps out way too late to get in the shooting lane.
And I've had a lot of people ask me who aren't familiar with the sport of lacrosse, what is the relevance to having that dotted half circle?
Well, it gives you that idea of where you go to defense. If you're inside that, you're in too far, right? But sometimes you got to be in there because that's where your guy is. But when you have nobody, you got to make sure that you're out on your guy's stick side so he can't get that shot off.
So a good marker there. As Vanderzalm draws a penalty, Parker Sands is going to spend at least 2 minutes in the box here. And in low, up, down, and a beauty finish right there. So the Bears continue to capitalize. And it's a 16-11 game.
Some might think that was a 6-on-5 goal, but it wasn't. It was just a nice pass inside to a guy who's playing defense on the backside of an old guy. Lets him catch the ball, turn, and get a nice shot away, and the goalie's right in on the goalie.
Marvin Curry picking up his 4th goal of the game, and it's a timely one, as that sure puts a wrench in the Peterborough comeback plans. But again, still enough time here for the Timbermen to close the gap. Off the circle, a lot of rolling around going on. And It's Lucas Beaver who got hit while on the carpet, and you can bet that some guys are going to take exception to that. You know the rule. And you're saying you think it's going to be coincidentals, or do you think it's going to be two?
Come on. I get they got the cross check, but the guy came out and bulls him over after the whistle goes.
So Owen Dale, the guilty party. Just the third power play.
Here, if you're watching, the guy's down. Yeah, absolute penalty right there. But if you watch the end of this play, the guy comes through and
So what you're saying is you would have said something, Coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And a sidearm from Whiteford. Oh, he has been money in the bank. 5th goal of the game comes via the power play on just their 3rd power play opportunity.
Just like you're down here with Curtis, you can't let him have a free shot, right? He's been the highlight of the game for their team. You gotta step out and take his stick when not him shoot the ball.
Whiteford, 3rd goal of the game. He's got at least 5 helpers to go along with it. Jake Bomber's chipped in with 5 helpers of his own. And it's 17-11, 3:35 to go as Curtis had that ball go skyward. Got it back, 15 on the shot clock. Riley Curtis, wrong stick side. That goes off the mark. Rebound picked up, and it's the Bears. Bears are going to move it up. Good heads-up play. Good help from the bench. Sometimes you just need that extra set of eyes out there. As D'Amicis. Job well done. Bears now 10 on the shot clock. Now time on the side of the Bears. Looking down low. Can't connect. Selleck now will get it, and he'll look to send that man out the back door. And it executed well. Took a nice hop. But you got to come away with that loose ball, and some good effort there by the Timbermen to track it down. Coming around, looking short side was Jensen Walker. Found the side of the net, and still on that crease area. Benedict shrugs his shoulders, and now a good outlet pass to Vanderzalm. 1-on-3, so he'll think better of it and wait for some assistance. 2:15 to go here. Bears that time away from collecting their first win of this Arena Lacrosse League season. Selleck picks up the loose ball. Good outlet, but that's going to get picked off. So interception. Johnson didn't make a very good pass to Martin, and it's tracked down, and it's Mohawk. He'll kick it back out and too high. So should be a violation call. And it is, as Chapman's going to pick it up. Todd Chapman will get it over, and we're into 1:40 to go. Trying to duck under, go around. Good job, good save by Benedict. Rebound to Vanderzalm, and an outlet to Mohawk. Looking at that back door, nothing doing there. They find it, good job on the short hop. Bears will set it. Martin to Martin to Martin. As it gets zipped to Miller. Miller looking down low, trying to post things up was Hill. And instead it's Selleck. Sliding toward the final minute here. 17-13 for the Bears. Peterborough here is probably going to concede, but continue to play. As Pavic try to inch his way in, look for a good angle, kicks it back out. That shot, good job to play the carom. Better save by the D, getting another chance to tee it up was McNutt. Been quiet since that first quarter, and Vanderzalm now will run it down. Under 30 seconds to go here. So the Akwesasne Bears, the Oshweken Bears, that's a different bear, The Oshweken Bears here closing in on their first win of the season, as they are going to hang on here for a 17-11 win unless Parker Sands can tuck one in, and they do not. So a big victory, important victory for the Oshweken Bears. And Joe, final thoughts first about Peterborough. Another tough loss. What are you saying in that locker room?
I just ran out of steam, I think, at the end of the game there. I think, for 3 periods, it was a very, very good game. It was a good game in general. Like, it was up and down the floor. We had lots of scoring opportunities. Right, both goalies played well. Then they made that, they made the switch for Bennett in the second half, and he came in and shut the door. And
your thoughts about the Bears? Besides that,
yeah,
collectively, did you think they got better as the game went on?
Yeah, absolutely. They found their legs, and I think getting up a couple just kept them going. And it was a big win for them, obviously, and big step for next week.
Leading the way for the Timbermen was Riley Curtis, finished up 6 goals, 4 assists, and James Whiteford for the Bears, 3 goals, 5 assists. That will do it for game number 1. Stick around. Second half of our doubleheader will feature the Toronto Monarchs and the Six Nations Snipers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.